The story of Maya. Maya was 32, a first-time mother, and glowing with a quiet anticipation of meeting her baby girl. She lived in Atlanta, worked as a middle school teacher, and had what most people would consider decent health insurance through her job. On paper, she was doing everything right. Prenatal vitamins, regular checkups, eating carefully. But behind her calm exterior, Maya carried a private, gnawing fear. She knew that women who looked like her, black women, were 3 to 4 times more likely to die during childbirth in America than white women. She had read the statistics. She knew Serena Williams, one of the most famous athletes in the world, had almost lost her life because doctors didn't listen to her pain. At her first prenatal appointment, Maya sat nervously in a cold examination room. The nurse barely made eye contact, rushing through the intake questions. When Maya mentioned that her mother had nearly hemorrhaged during childbirth years ago, the doctor dismissed it. "That was decades ago," he said, typing into his computer without looking up. "You're young and healthy." His tone wasn't cruel, but it was impatient, the subtle message that her concerns weren't worth lingering on. Maya swallowed her unease. She didn't want to be labeled difficult. As the months passed, Maya noticed swelling in her legs and pounding headaches. She mentioned it twice, and both times she was told, "That's normal during pregnancy." Her complaints were brushed aside, even though those were signs of preeclampsia, a condition more common and more deadly among black women. When the contractions finally came, Maya arrived at the hospital with her partner, clutching his hand, determined to stay calm. The labor dragged on for hours. Her blood pressure spiked dangerously. She whispered that something didn't feel right, that she could hardly breathe. A nurse muttered under her breath, "It's just anxiety, honey. First-time moms are always nervous." Her partner pleaded for someone to take her seriously, but the team delayed running tests, delayed bringing in a specialist. Time slipped by. Maya's vision blurred. In those frantic moments, fear tightened around her chest. Not just the fear of dying, but the sharp realization that her life was worth less in their eyes. She wasn't Serena Williams. She wasn't a headline. She was just another black woman in pain, easily dismissed. By the time they acted, rushing her for an emergency C-section, the room pulsed with urgency. Maya's heart wavered. Her baby's heart rate plummeted. Hours later, she woke up groggy, alive but haunted. Her daughter lay in the bassinet beside her, tiny and safe, but Maya could not shake the thought. Survival wasn't guaranteed. It wasn't luck alone. It was the delayed care, the layers of dismissal, the silent weight of racism embedded in the system. When friends and family came to visit, they congratulated her on her healthy delivery. She smiled, but inside she carried a scar. She knew how close she had come to becoming a statistic, one of the 700 women who die every year in the U.S. from childbirth, disproportionately black. That night, while rocking her newborn, Maya whispered a quiet promise to her daughter. "I will raise you to be seen. I will raise you to be heard. And I will fight for a world where you won't have to fear bringing life into the world."